What's up, guys? It's Cristian Mercado, and here I am with Brady Hawkins. We're going to be talking about his creative process on his YouTube channel. So, what drew you to the world of 3D design and animation?
So, what specifically drew me to the world of 3D animation was FNAF VHS, Backrooms found footage, and liminal spaces in general, but mainly the Backrooms.
Where do you begin crafting your scene when you have an idea for a video?
I begin crafting my scene in Blender or on a notepad. If I'm starting from scratch and I don't know really what I'm doing, I'll sketch something or I'll write something down on a notepad and then try to 3D model it in Blender, and maybe I'll get some inspiration from Google or Pinterest.
So what kind of research goes into designing a whole video in the 3D environment?
The kind of research that goes into designing the unsettling atmosphere. I'll find an image somewhere and I'll try to replicate it as best as I can, down to the lighting, the scaling, and any other features that it might have, like dirt or fog or just like anything related to that specific image or idea that I have in my mind. I balance realism and abstract dreamlike quality by measuring how it would look like from an actual perspective of a camera, like a film camera. And with a camcorder, it's harder because you have to match the filter and the pixels that would go crazy. In a real camera, it's hard to balance that and to measure it and see how it would look in comparison to like a real tape.
So do you usually storyboard your shots, or do you just kind of make them up on the go?
It's kind of a mix. I'll usually have like a general story of what I want the scene to play out, and then from that general story, if there's like some walking movement or like turn of the head or some weird noise, that'll just be put in on the go. And
so what 3D softwares and tools do you use to create these animations?
I use Blender, DaVinci Resolve, sometimes Audacity, and a little bit of CapCut sometimes, but mainly DaVinci Resolve and Blender.
Do you record any Foley for these videos on your own time, or do you find those sound effects online?
That's also a mix. Most of them are recorded by myself, just in my room when it's quiet. But when older projects that I did, they were completely using free sound or like YouTube music or just wherever I could find already made sound effects and stuff.
How long does a project usually take from idea to completion?
It depends on the video. If I were to average out everything, it would probably take 1 to 2 weeks to have the finished project. But if I'm heavily committed and I have the time, it could probably take less than a week.
So in your animations, is there a larger narrative, kind of like how all the animations are connecting into one big storyline? Or is it each video has its individual story and the audience and viewers can just kind of imagine lots of stuff in your storyline?
I think it's more of each video has their own little narrative. I mean, I do have 2 main stories. One that's an interactive thing that you can use YouTube, and you can move your person wherever you want to go in the Backrooms. And then I have a separate story that's going to be focused on some guy who was sent to check out this place in a storage unit and became lost in the Backrooms.
Who's your inspiration in this Backrooms animation space?
My inspiration is Kane Pixels, Andy R Animations, and this game called The Complex Found Footage, and it's a very explorer game. It's got no real threats, but it's made for you to explore the most spaces in the Backrooms, and it's a source of a lot of inspiration.
So can you walk us through when you get an idea to you publishing a project? Could you just walk us through that process step by step?
Yeah. So I'll come up with an idea either when I'm walking or just on the go. I'll write it down, and then After I write it down, I'll make time to like storyboard and see how the events in this idea can play out and how I can make it a video. And then I'll usually I'll either look for inspiration or I'll start 3D modeling on the go. If I already have the vision, then I'll start 3D modeling. But if there's some stuff that needs to be included that I don't have already, I'll look for inspiration on subreddits or Pinterest or on YouTube, just anything like that. Then I'll be modeling for quite a few days, and then once I'm done generally modeling the entire scene, I'll then start texturing the scene, and that can take a while. It's a long process, but it's well worth it if you can do it correctly. Then once I'm done with that, I'll configure all the camera settings, animate the camera, get all the different effects on it. Then I'll render it, and depending on how long it takes to animate, that'll take how long to render. And then after that, I'll import it into DaVinci Resolve, add the sound effects, put the clip together, make a voiceover from the storyboard that I did, and put the effects on. Yeah,
it's about it. So do these videos usually perform well on YouTube? Or like how well does it perform?
They do pretty well. I mean, like for my standard, it's like average and sometimes above. It kind of depends on like your thumbnail, because some people will stay and watch the whole thing and they'll have an attention span. But it really only matters if you have a good thumbnail, if you have something that's either interesting or if it's like an entity that's shown or something, just something different or odd or scary, and that'll usually make it perform well. So to answer your question, most of the time, yeah, they do perform well.
And when you need to create a specific sound and you record it yourself, like, do you usually record just the human movement, like footsteps, grabbing stuff, or do you sometimes record like entities or sounds or sound effects that wouldn't usually be in like Earth or anything? How do you come by like recording those?
With like entities and like abnormal things, I'll usually like get up to my mic and I'll do some random gibberish or just scream or do whatever, and then I'll distort it in DaVinci and just add effects to make it seem even more strange. And for like normal stuff, I'll get a jacket, get a bed sheet, just whatever to try to imitate the sound of moving or grabbing, falling, whatever.
So what drew you to the Backrooms genre?
Let's see. Okay. So what drew me to the Backrooms genre is Kane Pixels is found footage and film theory, like game theory, because I never would have found out about the Backrooms if I didn't watch film theory, because when they came out with their first Backrooms theory, I was scared and I was also interested. And then I started watching other Backrooms content, and then I realized like this is actually some really cool stuff. So I found all these videos and I loved their like atmosphere they gave, and yeah, that's what got me interested.
And I know you have a channel. Do you plan on like making your channel just for Backrooms animations, or will you still be uploading other type of videos besides Backrooms?
I'll probably still upload some other other variations of videos. I don't really see myself like taking YouTube as a career anymore, but I do like having the ability to make different types of content and post some cool stuff.
Okay, this is a big question. Do you think the Backrooms is real?
Do I think the Backrooms is real? I don't know, because it just doesn't make sense. It would be really cool for it to be real, but I just don't think your atoms could just slide right through something. I mean, like that'd be really cool, just walking around and then you fall into this like unknown environment, and to just be able to explore that by yourself, that would be really fun and really cool. Besides the entities. I don't think it's real because I don't think it's just possible.
Yeah, I agree on you with that. So when's your next video coming out?
So my next video will probably come out in probably like a month or so. School has gotten really busy, so along with some other projects, but yeah, probably another month. I still have to finish the storyboarding and what the scene is gonna look like.
Well, thank you for coming on for the video, talking about your creative process for the Backrooms. Where can people find you to subscribe to you or follow your page?
You can find me on YouTube. It's Grim. It's got like a little wolf picture. I'm sure it'll be linked in the video somewhere, but
yeah, it'll be linked down below, so make sure you check down below.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
It's a honor being here.
yes. Yeah, now I want to do more animations because I keep watching your videos. I'm like, I want to do that too. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.